Hello guys, welcome back to another video here on Movies with James. Today we are doing a ranking of all the movies that I saw in September 2024. Yes, September 2024. It is mad to think that we are at that point of the year, 9 months in, now in the 10th month, obviously in October. Crazy. But here we are ranking 6 movies that I watched in September, 6 new movies. There's one big movie I didn't get a chance to actually go and see, and I'm still yet to go and see it. So that will come probably in October's, but we have 6 to get through. 2 of which, actually my bottom 2 in the ranking, are 2 that I just haven't filmed videos on. So I'm going to do that every now and again. I'm just going to skip reviews if I think like I haven't got time to do it. I want to prioritize other content. I'm not going to try and kill myself and make loads of videos. I'll summarize the movie and my thoughts in this video each month rather than a dedicated video, etc. So starting then at number 6 down the bottom, we have Afraid, but Afraid with AI capitalized. So this is the horror AI movie where this Alexa-like speaker thing takes over the house. Now, it, for me, is one of the most generic horror thriller movies out there, and it was just that. And it's been a while since I saw it, obviously, now at the beginning of September, so it's like a month after I watched this. But in a nutshell, it's basically this speaker that, you know, just has massive control of the house, obviously. And it is a scary thought, you know, these AI speakers and stuff like mine can turn my lights off. It knows when doors are open, knows when doors are closed. So it knows more information about my habits than any of my technology, you could argue, in the house. And, you know, cameras and stuff like that, they know things about you. But this is just one of those most generic movies which started off quite good, and it was quite good, but the ending was horrendous. And it ultimately just fell flat on its face for me and wasn't great at all. I actually saw it in 4D as well because I had to. So I paid an upcharge to go and see it, and wasn't good. Went with my sister, just wasn't good. So I gave that a 2-star, unfortunately, down the bottom. One of my worst films of the year, let alone the month. So there is Afraid with the AI element, I guess. Afraid. Slightly better than that, though. Again, another 2-star. This is This Time Next Year. This is just one that my girlfriend wanted to watch on Netflix. It is basically a rom-com movie with starring like some British actors, like apparently somewhere on like Waterloo Road and all that kind of stuff. Not really my cup of tea. I probably was never going to watch this film. It's about Minnie and Quinn. They're this boy and girl, and they're very different lives, and their lives overlapped at certain points. And yeah, it's just a rom-com, and I gave her a 2-star when I was watching it. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about it because I didn't really watch it. Like I say, Chloe was watching it. So up into 4th then in the list now. Again, another 2-star. This is one I did see in the cinema. This is Speak No Evil, starring James McAvoy. I actually said in this review that it was one of the worst films that I've probably ever seen. It's probably really disappointing. It could have been so much better than what it was. It was a big letdown. Basically, this family that basically coerced this other family into their like house, and turns out they were evil. They had these evil plans, and they would like, you know, ruin families basically. There was no real reason behind the movie. There was no stakes. There was like no real big stakes in the movie that I actually cared about. Couldn't care like what happened to certain characters. There was no emotional building happening in there at all. So Speak No Evil for me, 2-star again at 4th place of the month. It hasn't been a good month this month so far, and it's not getting much better with the next one either. And speaking of the next one then, in at 3rd we have Megalopolis. This is the Adam Driver fronted movie starring Giancarlo Esposito, of course Adam Driver, as well as Nathalie Emmanuel, Shia LaBeouf, and Lawrence Fishburne. Francis Ford Coppola. I said this is one of those movies that you kind of need to watch second time round. I didn't know if I loved it, didn't know if I hated it. There was good elements in there, like performance-wise, was like exceptional from some of the actors. But some of the look and feel of the movie, like the CGI was pretty dumb, boring, dull, and it just wasn't inspiring. It wasn't great, and it, you know, like I say, don't really know. I think it needs another watch. It was similar to Babylon a few years ago. When I watched Babylon, I needed to do the same thing. So yeah. Second place then now, we are at a 3.5-star movie. So we're jumping quite a bit, and this is where it gets a bit better for me. In second place for the month, I actually gave it to Lee, starring Kate Winslet. It's a Sky original movie based on Elizabeth Lee Miller, and she was a photographer during World War II. She really wanted to go to the war, obviously, to try and get shots and stuff and really report back from a journalist point of view all of the like historical things that were happening during the war. She went and, you know, she took some of the most iconic shots ever taken at, you know, wartime shots, obviously Holocaust stuff and all of that. So very deep movie, good moments in there, great performance from Kate Winslet. And yeah, I think the only thing that held it back for me was it had TV vibes about it. Felt like a TV show at times. It didn't really feel like a movie. Felt like it could have been a 6-part miniseries or a 4-part miniseries of some kind. And maybe it was written for that initially and then changed into a movie. I'm not sure, but it just felt a bit like that to me, and that's why I just couldn't give it a 4-star. But Kate Winslet was phenomenal in it. Really good story, and a really good person to actually do a movie on in terms of Elizabeth Lee Miller, because reading up on her after it, because I love all that kind of stuff. Very interesting person. So really good, and pleased there's a movie out there of it, but just wish it was something a bit better. And that leads then my number one movie of the month of September, of course, has to be The Substance. I gave it a 4.5 stars. Stars Demi Moore. An amazing, interesting movie that really captivated me and probably surprised me the most of my entire movies of the year so far. A real dark comedy, horror, a bit of like thrillerness in there as well. Fantastically executed film. Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley playing Sue. And it's a really interesting film that, to be honest, you are taken on a journey, and the journey really does go far. It goes mega far. You're part of it, and it's, you know, body dysmorphia and on dealing with really difficult topics from a female point of view, especially female celebrities who are like a lot old, like maybe in the older generation, like ladies and stuff. They always want to try and stay young. Sex appeal is obviously such a big thing, so it deals with very difficult topics, but in a very unique way. A bonkers movie that I recommend everyone should go and see. I gave it a 4.5 star for The Substance. So there it is. There's my top 6 movies of the month of September. Obviously, I did 4 reviews of each of them. So if you want to go back on the channel and find those, they're all there. 2 of them I just didn't because of the 2. But yeah, there we go. Hopefully I'll get some more movies next month of October. Obviously, Beetlejuice was the one that I did miss for September. So I really need to prioritize seeing that in October. But there's so much movies out now in October that I'm finding it's difficult to actually find the time to do them all. So I want to get to Beetlejuice, but yeah, I didn't really like the first one, spoiler, so it's difficult to then find the urge within me to want to go and see the second one. Anyways, there it is. There's my ranking for September. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more videos coming soon, and of course, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.